The police are able to use the press to make the white public think that 90% or 99% of the Negroes in the Negro community are criminals. And once the white public is convinced that most of the Negro community is a criminal element, then this automatically paves the way for the police to move into the Negro community, exercising Gestapo tactics, stopping any black man who is on the sidewalk, whether he is guilty or whether he is innocent, whether he is well dressed or whether he is poorly dressed, whether he is educated or whether he is dumb, whether he's a Christian or whether he's a Muslim. As long as he is black and a member of the Negro community, the white public thinks that the white policeman is justified in going in there and trampling on that man's civil rights and on that man's human rights.
So if any black people want reparations,
and want to stay a star, and don't want to have to worry about
tethers,
to try to be all in the videos,
speaking for black people,
dancing.
Come to New Black Media and the Black Grassroots. Peace.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Welcome, welcome, welcome once again to the Independent Black Voice. Yeah. Hopefully everybody is well. Please, as you are coming in, hit that like button. Hit that like button. That is the thumbs up button. Share this out, if you will. And, text a friend and email a friend and say, hey, you need to check this video out tonight. And we are here live. It's been a minute. It has been a minute. Let me get myself on the screen there. Right? Hey, everybody. We are here live in effect on a Wednesday evening. This is Wednesday, right? Yes. When you're busy, time just rolls by. So, like I said, hopefully everybody is doing well. It has been a minute since we have been live, but you guys have been tuning in to some of the uploads, and for those who are tuning in to Zilla Perspectives, thank you, and welcome everybody. This is live broadcast on Wednesday night. Tonight we're talking about the free speech hypocrisy of the so-called conservatives. We'll say so-called because right now they're sounding like liberals. It's so funny that in a matter of no time, they have went from so-called free speech act, so-called activists, to now they sound woke. Isn't that something? They have often misused that term. Often misused that term, woke. However, we always reclaim our intellectual property, and especially in this case, looking at how woke was just a passing the time fad for them to use. And now exactly everything that they've complained about on the conservative side, they are trying to do over the life and death of Charlie Kirk, who absolutely was an outright racist and anti-black racist. It's funny how people come out here. Oh, he wasn't a racist. Yeah, he most definitely was. Anti-black at that. When you start getting into and he was only 31. So to be even on that wavelength, you had to be studying other white supremacists. You understand what I'm saying? That's what that means. And clearly he was studying eugenicists and all of those people, dysgenics, the guy that debated Dr. Welsing back in the day. And one of the things that has happened over the course of time is her theory has been proven to be absolutely 100% correct. Another thing that's being proven is that this leopard has not changed its spots. This old leopard America, the whore of Babylon, absolutely has not changed its spots. And I would dare to say, at this point, we have to be honest. When they say Christian, when they even invoke Jesus, you're going to have to admit to yourself the actions that they are showing is that of a deceiver. Well, Most High is not the author of confusion. But he did tell you who the father of lies is. So if that being was so evil and wicked with the people that pledged to him, because, you know, they say America was built on Christianity. I don't know what kind of Christianity they was doing, because they weren't doing Freemason Christianity. However, they were doing something. And it has to do with power. So you're literally witnessing when spiritual warfare meets reality. So you're going to have to really accept that these people who are in front of you and who have been in front of you forever trying to tell you what right is and what wrong is are literally flipped upside down themselves. There is nothing about a cue on righteousness that you could ever take from a group of people who would iconize, or however you say it, try to make an icon out of a 31-year-old anti-black bigot in Charlie Kirk. And yeah, there's the video evidence of him being anti-black and bigoted. For some reason, a lot of people have a real problem accepting. But oh well. We're going to examine some things tonight. And, you know, I just want to point out some interesting tidbits. Some that are even coming more to light nowadays. Because this is my thing. Who really benefits from this? And I also look at the powers that be, and then I look at these two political parties over here. One who claims to be that claims to basically they believe they have the right to the black vote and have carried it and conducted themselves that way for a very long time. And so, we're going to Battlestar Galactica. Hold on, y'all. Okay, now we're back. Hopefully that's good. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Okay, so, you know, saying all that to say that these people are supremely wicked. And like I said, they're trying to deify almost, putting to sainthood Charlie Kirk. He ain't that. He just really ain't. And then you got people like Glenn Beck saying wild and crazy things as such as Charlie Kirk was as much of a Charlie Kirk was as much of a civil rights leader as MLK? That's funny. That is funny. No, they're nothing of the sort. They're no way, by no means, any league of comparison at all. No, this is your God. Hate speech does not exist legally in America. There's ugly speech, there's gross speech, there's evil speech, and all of it is protected by the First Amendment. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? It should be protected by the First Amendment, right? No, that's kind of how we expect things to be, right? However, we're getting Pam Bondi coming out saying stuff like this.
Wing radicals, and they will be held accountable. So will anyone in this country who commits a violent crime against anyone. And the death penalty, thanks to Donald Trump.
Wow. And actually, that's not the one I want to play. Where is the clip I need to play for y'all? But that kind of tells you where she's at with it, isn't it? Ooh, where is that other clip of her? Well, I know I have. There we go. Hold on. Oh, all right. Here we go.
And then there's hate speech. And there is no place, especially now, especially after what happened to Charlie, in our system.
Say that again, ma'am.
Free speech, and then there's hate speech. And there is no place, especially now, especially after what happened to Charlie, in our.
But this is literally Charlie. So you're going to honor his memory. You're upset at people saying they're expressing their feelings towards Charlie Kirk. Nobody, I mean, I haven't seen the post wishing death on him. And so for the record, let me say we wish death on no one over here. Nobody out of the new black media has wished death up on anyone. So, there's that. And so from the black grassroots, you haven't heard nobody doing that. Now, do we have a right to feel the way we feel about that man? And yeah, we absolutely do, because we're the target. But see, the one thing for me is this is all free speech, and it's all gravy train. And then we'll switch up on a dime. But as facts about this situation are coming out, do y'all remember what my first weekly wrap-up was about? Who here has been down with this channel long enough to remember what I was talking about? The very first weekly wrap-up. I talked about a specific company that is a mother company for pharmaceutical companies that have a great stake in American health. They also belong to a certain government that we spend an awful lot of money with, and for all intents and purposes, you could probably say calls the shots in America, because they damn sure pay enough of the senators, representatives on both sides of the aisle. So yeah, does anybody Do you remember? So, again, when you start seeing certain things, remember who has helped militarize and train our police force over the last decade and a half? Not to say that this kid couldn't get a lucky shot, but from what I saw, to say that whoever did that was not military trained is kind of laughable. Like, anybody old enough to remember the first Lethal Weapon? There was certain specialty that Riggs had. He could hit somebody upwind. We're talking about what were the wind conditions out here for a sniper rifle to be so effective in a novice's hand? Okay. Anyway, what I'm saying is now more things are coming out that Netanyahu, which was really strange. I don't know why you run out there and be like, well, we didn't have nothing to do with this. Oh, Tyler Robinson, he did it. Had to cover that one up real quick. Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, you talk to Charlie Kirk, Beatty, Palpin Yahoo. Really? Huh. And as more information allegedly is coming out that Charlie was offered over $100 million from Palpin Yahoo. And he turned it down about a week and a half before his demise. Do you all remember just the other day when I did my video from outside and I said there is a price for selling your soul? For those of you who did watch that video, I mentioned. And it doesn't matter if you believe what you said or not. The fact is you said it. And you went on record saying it for the reasons of your relationships. For those people who will be involved in show business, or you want to be a politician, or you want to be a mega millionaire in business, there are going to be people that you will absolutely have to interact with. And that's the way of this world. Something I was always told young, coming up. See what you want to do. You got the talent. But, you want to do it the right way. I believe there were people who did it the right way. Till I learned the business. Oh. That's what this is. I think having that career is a great backup plan. But then, lo and behold, when your career and your career collide at the same situation, well, now you really got an issue. Then they're done. But you are able to see what's really what. And so all of these things, I'm saying all of this to say there's some of us who already kind of looked in a different direction about this. Now, on the other hand, there's the whole graper piece. But most of them people, they kind of stick to their internet. They're very nervous individuals in person. Because you understand, a lot of them are from here. A lot of your grapers. But now that, because see, for the longest, I was thinking all the racists on especially on X that were calling me ends were like the Charlie Kirk followers, like the Laura Ingalls. But I guess those people are a little more savvy. But no, these are the Fuentes freaks. These people. I just had to realize, oh, you're a whole different sect of racists. Well, you know, this Tyler dude is down with them. So when people are talking about he was killed by the left, no. Matter of fact, to them, Charlie was left. I also have a thing we do around here called societal indictments. We're talking about civil war between two factions of white nationalists, anti-black white supremacists. Groups who have now taken somebody out. Nobody's looking to do no RICO. Nobody. Oh, he's already alone. Well, oh, okay. But he ain't crazy. He well off insane. And he's saying, no, I didn't do it. But he confessed to that's a roommate talking to another roommate, and they're throwing that out there in the news as, yeah, that's what it was. Oh, he was left. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, everybody's mad. Damn. Well, and you know what he wrote on the gun is all the stuff that he has online and Reddit. That's all leaning towards the right, whatever the hell they call themselves. Hey, racists, you know, are the ones that you NFT weirdos. Which kind? Grapers. Grapers, am I saying it right? I think, you know, it's so funny. And here's the real deal. I do see people who I'm certain probably do know who I am. And then they'll hide behind their NFTs and get on there and keyword thug it out. But I mean, I've seen what the difference in person. Just put it like that. I don't see anybody down with those guys. You're talking about the incel gamer crowd. They want to be racist, and they're extreme racist because they don't ever have to take that out the room. They're racist in their own little corner, along with their games and their porn. That's that guy. And not to say that you might not see some of these guys out here doing something extreme, but that is the nerd, the racist nerd crowd. And again, something always to be monitored because they are an anti-black association. And here's another question. What interest? And why is nobody really talking about the fact that Netanyahu is interested in conservative, right-wing, anti-black groups? Why would Netanyahu have an interest in funding these groups? The same people who are paying your favorite black politician. And somebody out there can still tell themselves, oh, we need to vote for the Democrats. They're taking the same money. And now there's the truth. The people that you say we should vote for, they're taking money from the people who are also doing business deals with the people who say we want to get rid of them all. Black people have to wake up. You can't keep paying and voting for your demise. And what Black America and every Black voter really should be doing right now is raising hell with the Congressional Black Caucus. They're over here talking about healthcare. And then I seen some posts about xenophobia. And this is coming from Yvette Clarke. At the moment where Black folks were talking, we gotta get them. We're at war with them. The Congressional Black Caucus is over here talking about everything else. Again, these people, just like Beatty, just like Clark and Jeffries and Cory Booker, they all take AIPAC money. What interest does AIPAC have in anti-Black politics? And ain't one of them raising that concern now, are they? They mighty quiet now. Like I'm saying, they talking about healthcare. There's nothing about this they send an owl out there to reprimand Black folks. And then I see Church of God in Christ got the Jewish mayor over there speaking at their church. Are y'all seeing what's happening? I'm just saying. I'm just letting it. Hey, we haven't got a chance to rap for a while, family. So I just had to let you know what was on my mind, and hey. I see these folks as being bold enough to do this move. Absolutely. I mean, some people speculate that maybe 9/11 had something to do with that, for anybody who saw last Long Kiss Goodnight, which actually is a movie that came out prior to 9/11. And for those who are old enough, good and doggone well, before the end of that year, they were talking that. But nonetheless, pedal to the metal, we're going to Iraq. So when people go, it's conspiracy theorists, come on now. No. That them people over there, please. Have folks in all I'm talking all the way down the street politics. When people want control, they want and they need to maintain control on all levels. So throw up your gang signs. See, also, what are you noticing this coinciding with? Oh, wow. Black gang members are telling other Black gang members to join the challenge to drop your flag. Pick up your brother, pick up your sister, and drop your flag. That's not just dropping a flag. A lot of those flags and gangs, just like sororities and fraternities, have deities attached to them. You understand? A lot of them have deities. Probably say all. But there's a reason. And see, so that is working in a degree of power. Hope I'm explaining things clearly and simply. Because people get into these, I'm not trying to make it sound like no conspiracy. I'm just trying to break it down as real as it can be. That's why they keep throwing out this 33 number around the Charlie Kirk situation. They let you know what it was. But people just, when you don't know what you're supposed to be looking at or looking for or hearing, then when you hear it, you think nothing of it. But they've done their job. And that's the way of the world, ladies and gentlemen. Because in Job 9:24, the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, who and where is he? That, let me see who we have in the chat, because there's some other stuff I want to touch on, but that is where I need to start. Judah, Israel in the building. Always good to see you in the house, my good sister. Thank you for being here, being my long-standing moderator. And, man, always appreciate you. And, of course, thank you for being a member. Hope all is well with you and yours. Shout out to you and moms out there. And, say hi to the cats for me. Yes, indeed. We got Yayla in the building. What's going on, Yayla? Thank you for being here in the building. As always, always good to see you in the house. Thank you for being here, Black First. And we are officially international. Sybil in the building. Thank you for being here as well. Sybil, good evening. Thank you for being a member. Hope you are having a good evening so far. Denise Nisi Scales, or is that Scalise? Scalise or Scale? I hope I'm pronouncing it one or the other way right. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. And thank you for sharing your time with me on this Wednesday evening. Well, I guess with us, because you're not alone. So thank you. And RBJ in the house. What's going on, brother? Shout out from South Carolina. Thank you, my good brother, as always, for tapping in. And salute to everybody else who's watching right now. Again, like and share this broadcast if you would, please. Now, along with some of the things I've seen out here, I gotta play. I guess I'll just have to play the audio. I have to play the audio. And it's something that dawned on me. Family. The supremacists have been taking like a major L over the last couple weeks. I just got a breaking news. Wait a minute. Let me read this. Breaking news. White House plans to take action targeting left-wing groups as early as this month. What left-wing group? This was done by right-wingers. There's no left-wing person attached to this. This is right-wing against right-wing. If Tyler is really legitimately your shooter. It has nothing to do with even the left. It most definitely has nothing to do with black people. This is not a rhetoric thing. Charlie Kirk was a racist. Outright. But like I was saying, going back to, and this is the thing, they're taking an L, but it's all about image. Remember that image thing, even going back to Meta and then jeans and all of that, right? So image has been a big issue for these folks, right? So we go into this news cycle forgetting how it actually started. Because right now we go back in our minds and we say, oh, well, when the deranged brother on the bus or on the train stabbed that woman. No, that's not what started this news cycle. Family.
Here's the love, here's the honor. If you can't come in her, come on her. Yeah!
That's how it started. I don't think people remember. That's actually how it started. Oh, yeah, they had a rough, didn't they? Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. It was a little rough for the folks out there, wasn't it? I'm just saying, that's literally how it started. Like, so it wasn't first with the woman. And I'm like, well, maybe that was another thing to get the news cycle going. But then right after that, remember, Charlie Kirk and the Fuente, all of these people are going with this rhetoric. We're at war, and we're at war, and everybody is talking this war nonsense. Where were you at war? And see, here's the thing. It's not that they could just come out and just be overly vocal that this really got under their skin. Pardon the pun. And oh man, I'm telling you, boy, you know, and I seen old goofball, 3D teeth. You know that, man, now they just gonna give white people an excuse to do blackface. I know you're trying to appease the whole Boule crowd, but dude, give it a rest. Because this is what they had to endure, and they upset about it.
Hey, Big Ma. How you doing, baby? How you doing, baby? Good. All right, now.
Some people might say,
you shouldn't have been talking shit.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying some people might say that. Just saying. Moving on. Devin in the building. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you for being here on this Wednesday Eve. Oh man, I must not have the right title because these people aren't. I would expect there would be more of these angry individuals coming in here. But here's, you know, what we're gonna go with it. You know, something I was kind of shocked. Jasmine Crockett. I gotta say, okay, I'm surprised.
White supremacy.
Listen to this.
Like, we're not going to talk about the fact that the vast majority of these shootings, whether they are seen as political or not, if we look at the numbers, white supremacy ideology. But we don't want to do anything about that. There's no legislation that they want to bring. Every time you say white supremacy, they want to yell, oh, you're race baiting. No, I am going on facts. Like these crimes, when we look at these mass shootings, most of them are linked to neo-Nazism or, Proud Boys or whatever. It's always some white supremacy kind of thing that's going on. It's not black folk that are going out there. It's not.
We could do without the rest of that, Jasmine. But, let me fix it. They got me again. All right. Hopefully we are back. All right. Hopefully you can hear. Yeah. She has a point. I'm agreeing with Jasmine Crockett. Go figure. Now, there's something else that kind of struck me is, I can't really say struck me strange, but I look at certain things like, okay, for instance, let's go. Remember I was telling you black conservatives, they're going to start really, really showing themselves because as they see the white supremacist people that they are trying to get a check from, they might witness them going down before their eyes. See, so what a lot of these people are crying about, it's not that they care about Charlie Kirk. No, what they care about is all of that money that he was getting, and you was over there trying to get chummy with him. And, you're going to have to deal with whoever is doing business over there now. And that might not be, the same, might not be the same energy that you were, if you knew him, the energy might be a little different for you now. So I think this is one that probably is feeling that, and the checks, I don't think I'll be able to get a check now.
I don't know if it's just me, you guys, but is everybody else taking this hard? I can't even go in the house, like, with my family. Like, we had our own crisis. Like, I am taking this hard because Charlie represents he represents so much to the conservative movement. There's not a person they could have took from us that is more important besides maybe Trump or somebody like that. But that's how important that man is and has been. Just the way he died, doing what he loves, getting shot. For what? For what? What did he do? This is supposed to be America. This is not America. This is not the America I grew up in. It's not. The left has turned this into a scary place for people like me and others that just love our country. Right? We're doing the best we can to love God, and Charlie's a man of God, man. The AmFest, he cannot be replaced, and they know this. That's why they came after him. That's why he picked Charlie. It's hard for me. I mean, I've never met him. That's how you know when you've impacted the world, when your death makes people who never met you break down like you're your best, like we were sat at the table together. It's a devastating day.
There's a whole lot of people trying to get a check, ain't it? There is a whole lot of people trying to get that coon check, ain't they? They need that coon check bad. I tell you what I do. I get over here now. I cry. I tell you, I cry. Oh, Charlie. Oh, Mr. Charlie. I'm so hurt behind this. I can't even go inside with my family because my heart is so hurt. Mr. Charlie, I just don't know, Mr. Charlie. What is wrong with the world today? I didn't grow up into where they would just do that to Mr. Charlie. See, now, Mr. Charlie speak the good stuff. He speak out the good book, and people over here talking bad against Mr. Charlie. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. People remind me of my mother. This is ridiculous. There ain't no white person on earth that can do wrong in her eyes. So, you know, that's what these people sound like. That's what I'm like, God, wait. But I'm glad that people really are getting exposed to the heart of a coon. Because that's what it is. That's pleading for a job, but that's also where his heart is. Like Jesse Lee Peterson. That's 1,000% where his heart is. These people's heart is a straight raccoon trash panda heart. So I hope y'all understand that some of these people, they just that way, you know? They just straight up that way. And I know people be a little hard. Come on. And for those of you who are like, oh, he wasn't racist. No, he never said a racist thing ever.
No one cared when it was, you know, just kind of paper shufflers or even engineers. But now when it's like, wait, hold on a second. You're going to remove my appendix and you're a black lesbian.
LeBron James is a self-interested, narcissistic, and we know he's not very smart. He does these press conferences where he thinks he's making sense spiritually and freedom of speech. But he's a product of his time. What would you expect from LeBron James?
If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. When you see a black pilot, you wonder, you say, I hope they are qualified. If I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman, I wonder, is she there because of her excellence, or is she there because of affirmative action? It almost creates thought patterns that are not necessarily wholesome. It creates resentment, doesn't it, Heather? Instead of dealing with the substance and or my very public track record of hating bigotry and racism and also associating with people of all sorts of different backgrounds, they started to call me racist. Soul and Justice Clarence Thomas are far better black role models to celebrate than Martin Luther King. Period. End of story.
Let's revisit a little bit.
No one cared when it was, you know, just kind of paper shufflers or even engineers. But now when it's like, wait, hold on a second. You're going to remove my appendix and you're a black lesbian.
LeBron James.
Okay, so we can take that from all of you people who don't believe Charlie Kirk is racist. For a white lesbian to be or a black lesbian to be a surgeon, didn't she first have to go through the schooling to be a surgeon? Charlie Kirk has the conversation of a community college dropout. Oh, wait. That's what he was. But it makes sense of why he caters to the crowd he caters to. There's a lot of glue sniffers that are trying to find their way. Recovering teenage drug addicts that are trying to find their way. So this is why they cornered the market. That's why they say recovering the youth. A lot of those youth are recovering addicts. And a lot of that, if you some of these guys are online. Look at some of these Christian content. Like, these dudes are former addicts. They gotta be. Because that's the Stay Clean program that you're on. So it's Jesus, and then they be putting them in these churches, these non-denominational, inspirational, positive affirmation type churches, and they're real Jesus, but it's really ideological white supremacy that's being pushed. So these will be the same people to say that, well, why does what the Lord look like matter? Because the Bible tell you, you have to, I think that's in John 4. You need to believe on him as the scriptures say. Well, if they tell you what he looked like, then what you have, I guess, going to Revelations, you've taken away. See, somebody that actually wanted to, I'm just proving to you how wicked these people are. They would take away from the prophecy and say, oh no, look at this white man, Caesar Borgia. That's Jesus. That's the image of Jesus. Not mentioned in the book, but that's the image of Jesus. So what difference does it make that we blasphemed in the first place and put this white man in front of you? Why change it now? That's what everybody knows and loves, like Florida Evans. Hey, y'all, I just got $5. Oh, no. Oh, man. And that's the sad part. We still got black folks around here like that. Oh, darling. Oh, what is going on? What's happening? Where we at? Charlie.
Is a self-interested, narcissistic, and we know he's not very smart. He does these press conferences where he thinks he's making sense spiritually and freedom of speech.
See, comments like that make like the nobody white dude feel like something. Yeah, that's right. I'm white. I'm still better than LeBron James. He ain't that great. He's just a multi-millionaire. And put all his other friends through school and got businesses. But Rich Paul, one of the biggest agents in the business, but man, he's a product of his time. This your king? Okay.
But he's a product of his time. What would you expect from LeBron James?
If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
Why? When I see a white pilot, I don't ask, boy, I hope he's qualified. Because to be a pilot, you have to be qualified. To be a surgeon, you got to be qualified. To be a lawyer, you have to be qualified. To be a community college dropout, you qualify. But for all of the positions that you're talking against, you don't qualify. Isn't that amazing? See how that is? So that right there is a demonstration of thought of superiority. A person with absolutely no victories in anything other than talking negative against people that are better than him. Am I missing it? Because he doesn't have any of the accomplishments of the people he's talking about. Whether it be a surgeon, whether it be a pilot, they're all better than him. They've all done things better than him. LeBron James has put children on, and there's other athletes that came on. There's kids that are benefiting from that system. There's families eating off of that. Can he say the same? Could he say the same? I'm sure there's a lot of cool. Yeah, well, he put me on, right, but not like that, and never at that scale. As much money as he's making, which still is less than LeBron James. Oh, well.
You see a black pilot, you wonder, you say, I hope they are qualified.
Now, why would you do that if you're not anti-black in the first place? Man, Charlie Kirk ain't no racist. What? No. That's why I just wanted to walk this down real quick.
If I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman, I wonder, is she there because of her excellence, or is she there because of affirmative action? Almost creates
wait, what?
Thought patterns that are not necessarily wholesome. It creates resentment, doesn't it?
Her being in that position creates resentment. There is another era of superiority right there, because he believes, and he's talking as of himself as he's God, not a servant. For all of you black so-called Christians out there, you're really pagans. But for all of you so-called slave-minded Christians, well, I'm not slave, I'm free in Jesus Christ. Right. I told you we were a pagan. Anyway, it's going. We might have to go. We might have to hit that one day. But, this guy exemplified nothing of even what you're calling a Christ-like existence. He doesn't. There's nothing here of that, man. Oh, this is just sound clips. Here's the point. There's a demonstration back to back of him saying that, number one, he is the one with the problem. Number two, the white person that's resenting someone else because of their inner covetousness. See, this is one thing that he's literally telling you. This person that has resentment and feels some kind of way, you cannot be in that position without the spirit of covetousness. So, meaning one of those 10 commandments at that, not just some random thing, but literally a commandment. Breaking a commandment is where his platform begins. Christians. So before we go any further, I just wanted to touch on that. And this is enough of this. Also, listen to what he said.
Better in the 1940s. It was bad. It was evil. But what happened? Something changed. They committed less crimes.
Maybe they were afraid. I mean, 4,000 black men, women, and children were killed in violent lynch mobs.
If that's your explanation, but
racial terror permeated
American culture for
hundreds of years.
Black America is worse than it has been
that affected
in the last 80 years.
Well, then reparations should have been paid in the first place then, right, Charlie? He just made the perfect argument for reparations. We'll move on. See, when you get caught in your hypocrisy, it's amazing, isn't it? So, like I was saying, with the black people that are crying, man, I'm out of work. Oh, man, I'll never make it on the big stage like Candace. Charlie, are you looking up? Charlie's people look, ooh, Charlie, ooh, ooh, Charlie. Oh, y'all think I'm lying?
Oh, my God. My God, Charlie. Charlie, oh, my God. Oh, no, my God. Oh, my God.
Woo!
Charlie doesn't deserve this. What is going on? What is going on? That's what you beautiful wife. Two children, nice God.
All the children. This
is evil. This is not acceptable. This is
it's
evil.
Blood clot evil.
Why? So we have become so divided in this country that people don't have political opinion.
No.
People have taken it upon themselves to kill. anyone.
Bumbleclot.
Charlie, oh my God. So divided in this country that people don't have political opinion.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. This is just too freaking much. Oh. 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 Charlie. Oh, no. I seen this the other day, family. I'm like, oh, I just been so busy I couldn't get to it. So I had to, oh man, I've been sitting on this one for days since the weekend. Oh, oh my God. Oh, Charlie. Oh man, this is classic. This is absolutely classic. God, Charlie, God. She is doing the most. She's like, I really want to stay in this country. Oh, the white man, please see my tears. Oh, don't deport me. He was such a good Christian. Oh, I don't want to go home. Charlie! Oh man, let's finish it out. Woo!
People have taken it upon themselves
I need some
to kill anyone that speak truth. Doesn't Charlie have the right to speak the truth, irrespective of the fact whether you agree on what he said or on what he believes? What kind of word is this? This is not America. This is not the kind of America we dream for our children.
Man, let me go ahead and put it on the screen. Ma'am, listen here. America was founded by political violence. If you didn't understand that, that's what the revolution is about. The red coats are coming. The red coats are coming. That's what that is. Paul Revere. You understand? So, you know, it's always been a political situation here, okay? So you have to understand America's been violent. It's been racist. It's built by slaves that never compensated. The descendants of those slaves have been Jim Crowed, redlined, and in all those prosperous black communities out of slavery, there is your city's freeway, hospital, and sports arena. So, you know, it's not that time for my children to live. Oh, blood clot, no. Charlie.
Charlie is God, confirmed by President Trump. Oh my God, this is unfair. This is evil. The media has done this. The leftists have done this. They have ridiculed this man for years, calling him and rebranding him what he's not. This is political violence. This is act of terrorism. This is not acceptable. If it's Charlie today, tomorrow, it can be me, it can be you, it can be anybody. This is unacceptable. Oh my God, Charlie. Rest in peace. Oh my God, I pray for the family. This is evil. This is bad. Oh.
It is evil. And it is how the Lord saw fit. So I can't really call it evil. If the Lord saw fit, because again, regardless of how you want to look at it, Christians, all of our souls are in the hands of the Lord, ain't they? So that is what was prescribed for the moment. And as it turns out, here's the big problem. And I said this also in the previous video that I spoke on this. One of their biggest issues is they were calling for violence against us. And the very microphone that was calling for violence, that got revisited on them. And not only that, let's see how this particular culture turned around and behaved. Oh, started threatening HBCUs. Like there were some black people in Utah. And so the hypocrisy of this free speech, all of a sudden there's black preachers that have, for one reason or another, decided to speak their mind, aside from the politicians. And speaking of politicians, before I get to the preachers, let me get some folks. So there's a few things. What we just opened out. Yeah, this is not going. I don't plan for this to be long. I know it's been a while, but this still ain't going to be a long. Let's look at this.
When someone is murdered, particularly for those of us who are political actors and we're in the political system, when someone's murdered, and for whatever reason, I don't know exactly what the motivations were of the guy in Minnesota. It sounds like he had some mental problems. But whatever, it doesn't really matter. We should say, this is wrong. People should not be murdered. People who are in public service should not have to fear being murdered. And people like Charlie Kirk, who were doing nothing more than engaging in what we always say we should do, talk to each other and engage in civil.
He went to college campuses. He never debated a black scholar or a black historian or a black adult. He went to college campuses and debated college philosophy with unlearned kids. That's what he's known for. To be a 31-year-old debating 18-year-olds. Yeah, let's put him on Mount Rushmore.
Discourse, they should not have to fear violent reprisals. That's what everyone should say. But in the case of these people who are being fired from their jobs, I mean, we're kind of tiptoeing around it here, but I can read some of them out loud if you want. These people were not online saying, well, I disagree with Charlie Kirk. They were online saying the world is better off without him. They were online saying, his wife, in this case, she's a sick F word for marrying him. I don't care about her feelings. We're better off living in a world without a disgusting psychopath. That's who we're talking about here. And I'll tell you one more thing that's on my mind tonight, and conservatives everywhere. The idea that people are saying, well, he was an extremist, or he was a racist, or he was a Nazi, or a Messiah.
Well, we already played that. So, yeah. Yes, Scott. He's racist. He was a racist. That's evident. It is true. We already played that part, and we walked down that. So, now we just, after already watching the truth of Charlie Kirk, now we'll watch people lie for him. Like as if you just didn't see that.
Misogynist, whatever. Therefore, we could get around to rationalizing it. Charlie Kirk was a mainstream.
Nobody said that, but here's the truth. Charlie Kirk, whatever you want to label him, is responsible for the rhetoric that he was spewing. And when you start alluding to violence, you start accepting violence when violence is acceptable. That's Charlie Kirk talking, man. Y'all got to get off of that. Understand how no one else spoke violence. He did, and it literally came back to visit upon him. I'm sorry, death and life are in the power of the tongue. But the scriptures don't apply to Charlie Kirk now? Mr. Christian? You guys are freaking hypocrites. Disgusting hypocrites at that. But anyway, let's keep going.
Conservative Republican. He had views that are held by tens of millions of people, including more than half the country in the last election. So if you're online saying this is justified, what you're actually...
Yeah, not everybody who voted that way or chose not to vote are racist. So to say, yeah, he shared some views, people probably shared views with Hitler. Yeah, we like steaks. That doesn't make them buddies. And again, remember, this guy is only comparable to David Duke. Notice how that name ain't coming up. He's comparable to David Duke. Uh-oh. StreamYard didn't like that comparison, I guess. Let's hear more.
Saying is, half the country I live in, there's some justification to commit violence or murder against them. And that's what is concerning about the people who are doing this. And that's why I don't think anybody is losing any sleep about these folks not being able to teach our children.
Yeah.
No one said that. No one said he deserved anything. As a matter of fact, from all the posts that I've seen, even here, from the people who have been fired. Oh, by the way, even here, these people's students are coming over here protesting and walking out because they over here firing teachers. You don't have enough going on for those teachers to be firing teachers over their stance. You can't find the money to pay these folks right. They're going to have the nerve to play with their livelihood like that because of Charlie Kirk. That's me. Y'all wasn't upset at them, but there's still George Floyd memes to this day. You know his daughter is 5 years older today than then, and still just as aware of you scumbags. I mean, think of that. Now here, for all of these bootleg, fake, pagan-ass preachers and conservative Bible, so-called whatever you call yourself, because you ain't biblical. You are Christian, but you ain't biblical. So you and the pagan Christianity need to sit up here because, again, and why I call it pagan is because you subscribe to what they subscribe to. You are not subscribing to go to the book past them. So for that matter, you have already sold your soul. You are not hot for the Most High. You have accepted the leadership and guidance of this world. That's what's going on in the churches. Am I missing something? Now, again, and I don't often, that's not what I do here on this channel. But we have to speak what it is because it just is what it is. And you're dealing with a bunch of Satan worshipers, calling them Christians. So is it Satan worship or is it Christianity? Because the religion of white supremacy is Satanism. So we're going to put his face up and call it Christian. Oh, okay, so you guys are on record then, I guess, because this is all Satanism. And then it's all vanity. And then you come out and lie and say, well, you never said this. Like J.D. Vance, you vice president. How are you coming out lying for a dude on his? And what the hell are you doing on his channel? Like there's no conflict of interest there. What the hell is the vice president doing on a media outlet sharing Charlie Kirk's station? What the hell is that? But I will say, Black America, foundational Black Americans, freedom, you descendants, children of the slaves that built this country, prior to that, knew that they was coming in bondage as the jewels of the Most High. You, I hope y'all know, you all don't owe these people a damn. We aren't involved in any of their matters, but that's just the problem. Now, going back to my first question earlier, Why do you think Israel is so concerned about what we are doing? They're trying to make deals with everybody. But this is one area where Israel has no hold. Should I say, Israelis have no hold. Maybe that's the problem. We need to be proactive about this before this becomes a thing. And that they're trying to do. Even this.
Charlie Kirk was a civil rights leader as much as Martin Luther King.
No, Glenn Beck, he absolutely was not. And you sound like an absolute ass for saying something so stupid. Yeah, thank you. Moving on. This guy, come on. Get the hell up out of here. All right. So let's take a look at this brother's sermon. I'm not going to play, I don't know, I might play all of this. But I also want to play a little bit of some Pastor Haynes down there. But, you know, I'm glad that people are saying something, but it's so funny how upset they are. Like, people are really upset at this.
Charlie Kirk did not deserve to be assassinated. But I'm overwhelmed seeing the flags of the United States of America at half-staff calling this nation to honor and venerate a man who was an unapologetic racist and spent all of his life sowing seeds of division and hate into this land.
That part there, sowing seeds of division and hate. Quick side note, y'all notice how the Pan-Africanists are quiet on this? They don't know what to do. Just funny when everybody has the same boss. Notice, just pay attention. Pay attention. That's how you know who got the same boss. All of them simultaneously quiet. Oh, I don't have nothing to say on this. I'm just going to mosey on over here.
And hearing people with selective rage who were mad about Charlie Kirk but didn't give a damn about Melissa Hortman and her husband when they were shot down in their home tell me I ought to have compassion.
Hold on. Do y'all see what I see? Tell me y'all see what I see. Look at that. Hold on. You see homeboy in the back? Y'all see Clyburn cousin? He got his arms folded while everybody else is up and like, yeah. That old Negro is upset. Ooh, look at if looks could kill. I'm just because I'm watching this on a bigger screen right now, so I'm just noticing my man back here. Yeah, he said he the only one sitting down, and he got his arms folded and face turned up.
For the death of a man who had no respect for my own life. I am sorry, but there's nowhere in Bible where we are taught to honor evil. And how you die does not redeem how you lived. You do not become a hero in your death when you are a weapon of the enemy in your life. I can abhor the violence that took your life, but I don't have to celebrate how you chose to live. I am overwhelmed.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. But there are people out there who are. Breitbart, they're upset. But what did he say that was wrong? And what position do Black America, does Black America have to say with this? Because here's the reality. We don't owe nobody nothing. And we most definitely don't owe anything. If you don't want to see him as racist, that's your problem. Your issue with us, though, is we know his view was racist. You can take it how you want it. But here's the thing. Who can debate what is? He sits up here and talks about people to whom he doesn't have any relationship with. And then you point out a bunch of tether coons and start saying, see, you say he was racist. Look at this coon. Or look at the other dude. What's the big waterhead horse face dude? The black dude. Boy, hell, look at my teeth. He got the 3D teeth too. He always smiling and got his face clean. Moist, spicy, dark-skinned dude. Him. He's people saying he's racist. Yeah, he was a racist. And here's the thing. Y'all, see here, can he talk to the black folks like me? Could he interact with those of my ilk? Of course not. That's why he talked to children. He didn't talk to adult men. Because, number one, he's 31. You're closer to my son's age. What the hell am I debating that kid for? What the hell does he know? So the fact that you guys are so important by knowing what? He don't know shit. He talks out of his ass with a bunch of unfounded points. I grew up with people like that here. There's 1,000 of these guys here. Go to Precision Cast Parts. You can find you the next Charlie Kirk. Precision Cast Parts. Fortune 500 company, which is just the most benevolent DEI hiring place for Joe Tobacco. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I just barely got out of high school or didn't. But because they got family over there, they can go get a job working at the plant. One of the few things, Precision Cast Parts, one of the few factory jobs still around. That place is full of nepotism and very little black folks. Every black person I know that worked there, they try to get up out of there. You ain't going to see too many. But I've known people that walked up in there, absolutely zero job experience. Walking into house mortgage money. They starting them dum-dums off with that. So, I mean, there's nothing Black American. Don't let these people say you that. I'm from here. So notice how none of these guys will engage me because I'm from here. So you can't sell me that shit. For a lot of y'all that come from these like really heavily black areas, y'all might not have the same experience of seeing how their system really works. But I'm literally in where they call Valhalla, that's also the name of their mystical heaven, the white heaven. But that's also where this place is known to be. That's why they call it Little Dixie. Up until a little bit past 2000, maybe somewhere around when Obama got in the office, you stop seeing the Confederate flag. But the Confederate flag was a normal thing to see. Absolutely normal. Hell, I've told y'all many of times that the cemetery up the way is a Confederate soldier cemetery. I ain't in South Carolina. I'm in Portland, Oregon. There's a Confederate cemetery on the other side of this camera. Y'all hear me? Same place, a Coon Chicken. That was on Sandy. That's known as Clyde's Prime Rib right now. Black-owned establishment, by the way. So you guys go there, and they have live music if you don't. So Clyde's. Clyde's is Clyde's Prime Rib. And sometimes you might actually see my bandmate, Miss Etta, over there performing as well. Boy, they are really janky with my sound tonight, ain't they? Give me a second here. Matter of fact, I'm going to play this video, and I'll get back with you.
I had to walk out of church today over comments about Charlie Kirk. I'm on the verge of tears sitting in this parking lot because I'm having such a complex with my faith. Because I genuinely don't understand how Christians are pushing this man as though hate didn't come out of his mouth and heart on a consistent basis. And I'm genuinely sitting here like, if this is the God that we serve, if this is the reflection of the God we serve, do I want to be a part of it? I'm truly having a conflict with my faith because the leaders that we're supposed to be following are guiding us in this way to feel empathy and sympathy and like that this person was this great Christian and that the message that his wife gave was, it started off with like praising God. And I'm like, did we miss the chapter of hate that he endorsed, encouraged, and pushed? I don't know where to go from here. I don't. To spew hate and hide yourself behind a Bible, to me, is not something I want to be a part of, and it's not the faith I want to be a part of. So what do? I got up out of church and walked out. And I'm at a battle within myself sitting here as like, to what do? I don't want him to be a reflection of what I believe. And what do you do when your leaders and your pastor is saying that is the reflection? To me, I feel like I'm smart. I feel like I've worked hard to get where I get, and to push a man who thought that I didn't have the thinking capacity to get to where I am, that I stole a white person's spot. Like, to think that that's the okay thought, that me as a black person can't function in this world and be just as great as the next, that I don't deserve where I am. Is that what God thinks of me? Is that what this faith thinks of me? I don't
know. Well, first off, let me say this to that young lady. Your faith should be in the Lord, not in man. And again, so what y'all see all in the chat, y'all saying it kind of sounds like she's at a white church. Leaning towards how she's feeling right now, I would have to agree. Because it's coming off as if again, that brand of Christianity where they sell whiteness under the guise of Christianity. So black folks automatically, and this has been done to black folks for now a couple hundred years here in America, of seeing Christianity being tied to white people. That's why I said some of these folks sound like my mother, because she's one of them. Now, when you get these people and you start asking me, my mother will do the exact same thing. You believe white people are God. No. Can any of them do wrong? What do you mean? So I speak from experience. I speak from absolute experience. I'll tell you this. I'm absolutely open and honest with that. And, I watch church folks sit up there and just accept all kind of madness and mess. People come around me and tell me, hey, I see your mother out there. And boy, that demon. Because my mother's with a white woman, but still in the church. The hypocrisy is just, it's off the freaking charts. That's a whole nother story, but that's book material right there, So we might have to I might have to do some breakdowns on in the members area about that. But I'm glad to have that experience. That's something even her mother knew, my grandma. I guess she knew she wasn't going to be seeing the 90s, so she just gave me all the information she could early. But, things you don't see until you're an adult. But now being able to witness them clearly and for a fact. And here's and this is not no slight on anyone, but honest question. In the situation when it comes down to integration and interracial marriage, have y'all seen the family center around that? Or is that the moment when you saw your family kind of start disbanding? Sad. I can only speak from my experience. I can't speak for nobody else. But the one thing about when you bring outside things in is the one thing that we are is to be proud. So when you have a person that says, well, black has been taught to me to be something less than, those people already, or those children are coming up with this mentality of not being proud of who they are fully. Because of course you can be proud to be white. Your white association is okay. It's your association with black, which is literally half of your makeup. But society doesn't want you to embrace yourself. So you know what's better? Embrace being nothing. Have a nice life. That right there in itself, people need therapy. And I don't think anybody would ever look at that and be like, yeah, well, something wrong with me. If you think that is normal, something is extremely wrong with you. And one thing that you haven't embraced is you haven't actually fully embraced yourself. Because the dominant side in a mixed child is the black side. I would never not be proud of who I am. I'm not mixed, so I can't get into the conversation. Well, I got a white parent. I don't have that. Do I have family members that are? Absolutely. Of course, not on my father's side, but Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you can run down the list of even to my generation's cousins here. We don't move like that. But on the other side, and that's another thing. Me and my cousins are still close-knit to this day. So going back to what I was saying, sister, have faith in the Lord. Do not have faith in people, because even your family members might turn their backs on you one day because of whatever they feel. Because, see, other cultures teach their children cutting off family members is the thing to do. Not remaining cohesive in family. That's what they teach. That's not our culture. But I have witnessed outside behaviors consume a whole unity. And it always boils down to one person. Anybody watching this on Facebook got a problem with what I just said? Let me know. The truth is the truth. And what I want y'all to know is, for all of these people just like that, sister, you have invested your time into thinking Christianity ain't being around your people. Couldn't be more further than the truth. All of you conservative Christian black folks that sit up here and try to put boule idiots in the place of real blackness, you cannot lie your way from your own inner self-hate. Stop blaming the Jamal Bryants of the world. He's a clown. But you know us out here in this real grassroots movement, and you know exactly what we're talking about. Stop using weaklings to hide behind. There are biblically sound brothers and sisters over here in this space who will gladly whip this sword out and tap that ass. So here's the moment of truth. Charlie Kirk was no representative of Christianity other than the Christianity that enslaved black people in this country and the Christianity that they pushed all over the world while conquering other people under the guise of it. What you are pushing is the spirit of Satan. But speaking on behalf of the righteous one, hear me and hear all of us extremely well when we all tell you, Babylon is fallen. Babylon is fallen. Let it fall. And let us rise. Can you dig it? You understand me? There's people out here that, oh man, you Charlie Kirk this and this and that. Let me tell you, I'm telling y'all, they still upset. They still upset.
Hey, Big Ma. How you doing, baby? How you doing, baby? All right,
now. That's how that week started. And now even Charlie Kirk, the Charlie Kirk momentum is dying down already. This is what's so crazy. It's already dying down. Well, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna go after leftists. Who? It wasn't no lefties that killed him. You're gonna have to go after those Twitter freaks, and that's gonna die pretty quick because you're gonna have to realize that, oh, guess who else was taking money from your friends? I'm kind of interested to see what they're gonna do, and they keep trying to threaten to send whoever to come to Portland. We're gonna come to Portland, and we're gonna. Let me tell you something, man. Donald Trump, hey, GOP. For those of you who are aware of who I am, Donald Trump is fitting to send the few political cycles for a tailspin. So if there are really true independents, now's your time. Get ready. Because in these next few months, Donald Trump is fitting to solidify the nail in the coffin for the Republicans. You already seen you can't trust the Democrats either. So the time for the independent is now, baby. I would admonish anybody out there, you got something to say. Now is the time to get your stuff together and get ready. Start getting your fillers out there. Start getting your name out there. Start getting your voice out there. Because the next few months here, trust me, Donald Trump is not going to be able to clean this up. Jeffrey Epstein is not going away. And this cat is saying, well, we're just going to try to keep running from this and try to create a whole new fire. But in all of the fires that he's going to try to create, that still won't work. He will be, and just like everybody now is being revealed to you. Shout out to the 5 NFL teams that did not honor Charlie Kirk. And for the people who are upset that the Baltimore Ravens didn't, it's Baltimore. It's literally Baltimore. Man, see that, and that's it. They took notice of that. They paid attention to that. The Ravens didn't give Charlie Kirk no love. With that black quarterback and all them black folks in Baltimore, we were supposed to say that's the one place we got to show them because we're gonna tell those niggas to respect us. Because Charlie was our avatar. I mean, he was an activist. An avatar for white supremacy got murdered. Unfortunate. But the one thing that is true, it has nothing to do with foundational Black Americans at all. Don't like what's being said online, that's cool, but we finna still keep talking about this reparations. And the fact of the thing that he could drum up so much anger and dirty energy out here that even it falls back on his own head proves more reason that we need our reparations. But there might be somebody out there that said, well, wait, how do you get back there? Because this is the same man that was trying to drum up his people, him and the Nick Fuentes freak weirdos out there, hiding behind their NFTs, talking about, man, it's time, man, we're not taking this anymore. I got some of these posts. I've just been sitting there watching. Man, and a lot of this started around the white woman. And they were doing all of this. Now they don't even give a damn about her no more. Because it's all about just finding a reason to hate. So Charlie Kirk was about division. Charlie Kirk was about anti-blackness. And so are his followers. So is everybody now trying to shove him down your throat like he ain't what he is. So if you and all the rest of you weirdos out there that want to say, Charlie Kirk wasn't a racist, he sat down and just wanted to debate. No, you cannot debate us. All we could do for the Charlie Kirk ilk is teach. There is no debate for a stupid, silly white supremacist to Black America and our experience, especially not at age 31. You're not equipped. But there might be somebody out there that disagrees. And that's fine. But I gotta tell you, I speak for myself. beatzillapdx, official, the independent Black voice, those of you in the chat, replay gang in the comments, the Black Grassroots, and of course, the voices of New Black Media. I'm certain to say I speak for all parties involved when we proudly dedicate this song to you.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, for all of you shaky coons out there, I don't know what to tell you, but whew, you sure missed the boat. And for all of y'all crying out there, Charlie! Family, y'all can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. You can email me at allrealtruth@gmail.com. If you feel so inclined to put some money in the bucket, you can most definitely do so at CashApp. That's $beatzillapdx. And we got PayPal, which is Zilla Music. That is ZILLAMUZAK at PayPal. And without further ado, we will most likely be right here again live on Saturday. So be looking forward to that. We might have to do some call-in type thing on Saturday and talk about the week's events. Because they're going to put this guy in the ground. I think they're having a memorial on Sunday or something like that. They got a cold light up too. The Turning Point line. It's like, but Turning Point USA literally got Trump in office. So I see why they would be giving him so much love. J.D. Vance pretty much just shot 2028 in the foot. So that's a wrap. Republicans, GOP, you guys got to go back to the drawing board. And I guess for the next 3 years, try to limit J.D. Vance's speaking. I mean, because damn. In one night, wow, right in the foot. Yeah, he's done. Yeah, like J.D. Vance is done, man. You got whatever you want to run him if you want. You're gonna be just like them running Kamala. Back to the drawing board, baby. My predictions ain't wrong. Just like when everybody thought Hillary Clinton was finna beat Trump. I told everybody, you kidding? White men don't trust white women like that. To make her president? Oh, man, they vote for Obama 2.0 before they vote for a white woman. You out your mind. They don't trust the black because at least any other minority they feel they could control. White woman, nope. That's out. That's one thing that y'all gotta know. You'll learn that if you were living up here. You would know. All right, black women, you will never know what feeling hated like by well, black men hate, but no, contraire, mon frère. You want to know who hate they women? You ain't seen patriarchy. Don't adopt that shit because you ain't in no condition like them. That's why you think they act the way they act right. They sit up there, get online and talk all kind of crazy, and they finna go right back home and get right back in the line. They know what time it is. Ain't no police coming to take that husband away unless it's too big of a scene. You better hear me good. But anyway, we are out of here, family. Again, thank y'all for tuning in. It's been a minute since we've been live. I think it's been a month. It's been like a month since we've been live. So appreciate it. Man, like, share, subscribe if you've not already done so. Hit that notification bell, hit the word all. That way you'll be notified anytime this channel goes live or a video is uploaded. And, man, always remember why they hate us, family.
It's a cultural divide. I'm going to get it on the floor. You really got to do it. 40 acres in the mule. This is bigger than the music.
Hashtag hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
That will never get old. Oh Lord. Okay, so we out of here, family. Y'all have a blessed one. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you to my members. And until next time, family, stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all. Have a blessed evening.
One more time over here. Give it up for a child Marshall, y'all. We're gonna tell you one more time if you didn't know. It's time to get doo-doo-dum. Dookie, that's where we come from. We got the sounds we know. They're like, it's time to get on.